She said 5 words before he walked away. I don't feel hurt anymore. David stood in the hallway as the door clicked shut. He stared at the space where his wife, Jenna, had stood, her words echoing louder than the silence left behind. They had argued before, but this time it wasn't about laundry or late nights at work. It was about the absence of something deeper, something he didn't realize he'd lost. Love. Not the kind of love that buys flowers after a fight or pays the bills on time. Not even the kind that holds hands in public or posts anniversary photos. But the love Paul spoke of, the one that is patient, kind, not self-seeking ... not easily angered ... keeps no record of wrongs. 1 Corinthians 13:4-5. NIV. The kind of love that listens. David wasn't a bad man. He was a provider. Respected at church, dependable. But somewhere between the rush of success and the rhythms of survival, he forgot how to stop and really listen to Jenna, to God, to his own heart. For years, Jenna had tried to speak her heart, but her words had bounced off walls built from distraction and pride. You're not really here, she'd said once, as he scrolled his phone at dinner. I'm talking, but it feels like a less noise. Still, he dismissed it. I'm tired. I work hard. Can I just relax? The words that once brought them together, hope, prayer, dreams, had been replaced with schedules, corrections, and silences too long to fill. Now, Jenna was gone. Just a few nights with her sister, she'd said. I need space to feel again. David sat on the couch with the Bible open, not out of duty, but desperation. His eyes fell on 1 Corinthians 13, a passage read at their wedding, one he could quote by heart. But now, it read him. If I speak in the tongues of men or of angels, but do not have love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. 1 Corinthians 13:1. He had spoken many things, but how much of it was love? The next day, David visited his old mentor, Pastor Ron, a quiet man with lines on his face like rivers of prayer. They sat beneath the church's old oak tree. I think I broke it, David said, voice cracking. I think I broke us. Pastor Ron didn't rush to fix or speak. He just listened. It was unnerving at first. David had expected advice, maybe a Bible verse or two. But Pastor Ron just nodded, eyes kind, heart open. It reminded David of Jenna, how she used to sit and listen like that. You're the first person who hasn't tried to fix me, David finally said. Sometimes love looks like silence, Ron said softly. Sometimes it listens long before it speaks. They sat there until the sun dipped low. That night, David made a decision. He would learn to love like 1 Corinthians 13, not the kind of love that performs, but the kind that listens. He fasted from his phone. He began journaling, writing prayers and reflections instead of arguments. He even left sticky notes on the mirror, not for Jenna, but for himself. Love is patient. Listen before speaking. Be present. He began calling his parents more. Sat with a friend going through divorce and just listened. At work, he paused more, asking questions he never had time for. How's your heart? He asked one colleague, stunned at the tears that followed. David wasn't perfect, but he was becoming soft clay again, moldable in the hands of the God who is love. 2 weeks later, Jenna returned, not with anger, but guarded curiosity. Something's different, she said cautiously. I've been learning how to listen, David replied. She raised an eyebrow. Not just to you, to God, to myself, to what love really is. He showed her his notes, his journal, the scribbled prayers. He didn't ask for forgiveness. He just listened as she cried. I felt invisible, she whispered. For years, I'm so sorry, he said, voice steady. I hear you now, and I want to keep hearing you. They didn't fix everything that night, but they sat on the porch and watched the stars, hands resting near but not quite touching. It was enough. Months passed. They went to counseling. They prayed together again, awkward at first, then deeper. Jenna slowly reopened her heart. She saw that David's change wasn't a performance, it was repentance. Real love had started to grow again. Not flashy, but faithful, not loud, but listening. On their next anniversary, they returned to the chapel where they were married. This time, they didn't recite vows. They read 1 Corinthians 13 aloud together. And when they reached verse 7 asterisk asterisk, it always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Asterisk asterisk, they paused. Because this time, they understood, love listens, love grows, love stays. Share and comment this if you believe God still writes the best stories.